I hold in my hands another example of hypocrisy and lies from the right. The party that claims to be all about the freedom, all about the free speech, all about the flag and the troops and all of these other jingoistic cudgels that they deploy against their enemies. What I hold in my hand right now is a vile intimidation tactic using the law, using the threat of imprisonment and criminal charges against a television station, a news station, for running ads against this Amendment 4 that is on the ballot in Florida this election cycle. This is a flagrant violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution. Now, Republicans often talk about their freedom of speech and the First Amendment from a corporate standpoint, that my free speech is being violated because my tweet or my Facebook post got deleted. The First Amendment makes no such assurances for people relative to corporations or other people. It is a prohibition against the government restricting one's speech. Now, I wouldn't expect Republicans to know anything about the document that they pull out of their pocket and wave around all the time. The constitutionalists, these free speech absolutists, I wouldn't expect them to know, because they're liars and hypocrites, and these things don't actually mean anything to them. But this is dangerous. In a moment in American history where women's rights are under assault, you have this. I'm going to read what the amendment is exactly, and then I'm going to read some of this letter, which it should frighten you, especially if you live in California. But very quickly, let me give you kind of the lay of the land and what's taking place on the abortion front in America. Different states' maternal mortality review committees are in action, and they are trailing because they're doing the work from 2 years ago. They're just now releasing their findings from what took place 2 years ago when the abortion bans went into place. And ProPublica, because of ProPublica and some of the reporting, we're learning their names. Now, if you want to learn more fully, because I'm not going to give you the full picture here, go to Brittany Page's channel. She did her two most recent videos are on this topic. A video entitled "Texas Republicans Are Killing Women" from September 26th, and first confirmed death from Republican abortion ban in Georgia from September 17th. Read these. Learn the names of Candy Miller and Amber Nicole Thurman, women who died because of these abortion bans. Here's the language of the amendment in Florida. This is what's going to be on the ballot this November, next month. Amendment to limit government interference with abortion. No law shall prohibit, penalize, delay, or restrict abortion before viability or when necessary to protect the patient's health as determined by the patient's healthcare provider. This amendment does not change the legislature's constitutional authority to require notification to a parent or guardian before a minor has an abortion. And so certain television news organizations are running ads, political speech, and the DeSantis administration wants it squelched. So I'm going to read from this letter here. This is to Mr. Higgins, who is the vice president and general manager of WFLA, which is the NBC affiliate, and also WTTA, which is also a television station. Dear Mr. Higgins, the Florida Department of Health has been notified that your company is disseminating a political advertisement claiming that current Florida law does not allow physicians to perform abortions necessary to preserve the lives and health of pregnant women. This claim is categorically false. Florida's Heartbeat Protection Act does not prohibit abortion if a physician determines the gestational age of the fetus is less than 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, any abortion may be performed, and then get a load of this. It's super easy. What you're saying is a lie. You can't do this. Here's what actually is taking place. And they want to, you would think it's going to be some amazing piece of legislation in the statute here. And all they do is outline all of the roadblocks to obtaining life-saving medical care. After 6 weeks, an abortion may be performed if 2 physicians certify in writing that, in reasonable medical judgment, the termination of the pregnancy is necessary to save the pregnant woman's life or avert a serious risk of substantial or irreversible physical impairment of a major bodily function of the pregnant woman other than a psychological condition. It's just that easy. You just need 17 doctors from all different parts of the state to come together, certify in a letter. Who do they submit the letter to? It's roadblocks. These are restrictions. This is why women are dying in their attempt to get health care. The letter goes on. The advertisement is not only false, it is dangerous. Women faced with pregnancy complications posing a serious risk of death or substantial or irreversible physical impairment may and should seek medical treatment in Florida. However, if they are led to believe that such treatment is unavailable under Florida law, such women could foreseeably travel out of state to seek emergency medical care from unlicensed providers in Florida, or not seek emergency medical care at all. Such actions would threaten or impair the health and lives of these women. Under Section 386.01 Florida statutes, the commission of any act by an individual, municipality, organization, or corporation by which the health or life of an individual or health or lives of individuals may be threatened or impaired constitutes a sanitary nuisance, quote unquote. The Department of Health, upon determining the existence of such nuisance, must notify the person or persons committing the nuisance to remove or cause to be removed the same within 24 hours. The Florida statute, if the nuisance is not removed within the time prescribed, the department is authorized to institute legal proceedings under this particular section of Florida statute. The department is further authorized to institute criminal proceedings in the county court in the jurisdiction of which the condition exists against all persons failing to comply with notices to correct sanitary nuisance conditions. And then finally, while your company, here we go, acknowledging their First Amendment rights, while your company enjoys the right to broadcast political advertisements under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 4 of the Florida Constitution, that right does not include free rein to disseminate false advertisements which, if believed, would likely have a detrimental effect on the lives and health of pregnant women in Florida. Signed, John Wilson, toady for Ron DeSantis, the General Counsel of the Florida Department of Health. This is intimidation. This is the squelching of free speech because they don't like that accurate information is being disseminated in Florida about their draconian, tyrannical, autocratic, bullshit abortion ban. It's what it is. So look, we'll see if this television station bends and they stop running ads. This is dangerous. Women's lives are being lost. I was going to say they're at stake here, but they're actively dying. Women, mothers, women who want to have families, who go into a situation medically where they need a DNC, they need an abortion, and they're being denied because doctors, one, are afraid of criminality. They're afraid of being brought up on charges and imprisoned for doing their jobs. And two, because this is what they wanted all along. When Donald Trump says there has to be consequence, there has to be punishment for women. Oh, but he also said this, but he also said this. This is doing the bidding of a white Christian nationalist cabal of assholes who want to control women, who want to control that which they find objectionable, which is women's having rights, women having freedom, women being able to vote. How many videos have I done about these right-wing nuts wanting to repeal the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, which should not shock you. They have no respect for any other amendment to the Constitution, including the first. Why would they care about the 19th? Anyway, what do you think? Do you live in Florida? This I want to hear about. You can leave a comment below. We can talk about it there. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media if you want to have a terrible time on social media. And if you want to help support the work, you can become a channel member, or you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Important stuff. If you're in Florida, this amendment needs to be top of your list to learn about and vote correctly on. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.